right, hello everyone. So today we're going to be going over some example problems for how we can solve problems including sales tax, tip, discount, and markup. So this first example problem here is about how to solve sales tax, and I'm going to be showing you two different methods for how to solve a problem that includes sales tax. So you can see here I have an example problem that says a t-shirt costs $25 and the sales tax is 6.75%. What is the total cost? So for both of these methods that I'm going to show you, we need to get that sales tax of 6.75% into a decimal. And we know that the way that we will get a percentage into a decimal is dividing it by 100. So if we take our 6.75%, we divide it by 100, we know that our decimal for our sales tax is now going to be 0.0675. So this will be the number that we use for all of our tax throughout this problem. So I'm going to divide my screen here so that I can show you method 1 versus method 2. So there's two different methods here because there's two different ways that we may need to find our sales tax. So you're going to see that method 1 is 2 steps, and you're going to see that method 2 is only 1 step, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So let's start with method 1. So when we're starting with method 1, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our total cost, so the cost of, in this example, the t-shirt, which is $25, and we're going to multiply by our sales tax. So our sales tax, remember we said we're going to use that decimal. So we're going to have $25 times 0.0675. Now, the reason that we're doing this is because we want to know what is 6.75% of $25. So in this first step, we're actually finding the amount of the tax. Now for these problems, you may go ahead and use a calculator. So as we work through 25 times 0.0675, we're going to find that our sales tax comes out to $1.6875. Remember that when we are working with decimals and money, we are going to round to the hundredth. So as we're working here, we're going to round to the hundredth, which means that this will be rounded down to $1.69 because we're going to get rid of those last 2 decimal points, which means since this is a 7, our 8 will be rounded up to a 9. So our first step here was just to find the sales tax. So we know that there's going to be $1.69 of sales tax on our $25 shirt. However, the problem asked us, what is the total cost? So the second step is then to take the cost of that shirt, $25, and add the cost of a sales tax onto it. So when we add those together, we're going to find that our total is $26.69. This is our total. Now, method 1 is helpful because it gives us 2 different numbers. Method 1 tells us the total cost of the shirt and the tax, but it also, up here in step 1, we found just the tax. So this method is helpful because it tells you exactly how much the tax is, and then it also tells you exactly how much the total is. When we move on to method 2, method 2 is only going to be 1 step, and you'll see why here. In method 2, we are only going to be finding that total. So we are not going to be finding individually how much the sales tax is. So if you have a problem that's asking you what the total cost is, method 2 might save you some time. So in method 2, we're going to take the original cost of that t-shirt, which is $25. Now, instead of multiplying it by just the tax, we know that the tax is 0.0675. However, when we're looking for the total, we're not just looking for the tax. We're looking for the cost of the shirt and the cost of the tax. So the cost of the tax is this 6.75% that we've got here. The cost of the shirt is going to be 100%, or in the case of a decimal, 1 whole. So we're going to write what we multiply by as 1.0675. So this 1 is actually the cost of the t-shirt, and this 0.675 is the cost of the sales tax. So we're basically combining both of those previous steps from step 1 into 1 step. So by multiplying this $25 times 1.0675, we're going to get right to our total. So 25 times 1.0675 is going to also give us that $26.69. So you're going to see that method 2 only works if you're only being asked for the total. If you are looking at a problem that asked you how much sales tax you're going to pay on the t-shirt, method 2 won't work. You're just going to get the answer of your total. So if you're looking for a method that's going to give you the exact amount of tax, then method 1 is going to be your go-to because it gives you the tax and the total. If you're just looking for the total, method 2 might save you some time. All right, everyone. So now we're going to discuss our next topic, which is going to be tip. In this problem, you're seeing it called gratuity. So you need to be familiar with both terms. Gratuity and tip are the same thing. So you know that when you go to a restaurant or when you go out to eat, it's customary to leave extra money for your waiter, known as a tip or a gratuity. So just like when we calculated sales tax, we had two methods. When we calculate gratuity, we're also going to have two methods, and they're going to be very, very similar. So method 1 is going to be 2 steps. So let's start here. When we're working with method 1, we are going to be taking the total cost of dinner, which in Whitney's case, it says Whitney's bill at a dinner came to $32. What would she pay if she included a 15% gratuity? So looking at this problem, you know right away, they're not asking you how much of a tip should she leave. They're saying, how much will she pay total? So we're looking for a total. So for method 1, we're going to take the original cost, which was $32, and we're going to multiply by our tip. Now, 15%, if you remember when we are putting percents into a decimal, I'll come down here to pull this aside and show you. Again, when we're putting percents into a decimal, if we have 15%, we're going to divide that by 100 to give us 0.15 as the decimal we're going to use. Remember, we're always going to use decimals in these problems. So we're going to multiply $32 by the percentage as a decimal, which is going to be 0.15. So when we multiply 32 by 0.15, we're going to end up with 480. Now, this 480 that we just found is the amount that the tip will cost. So when we're looking at different problems, some might ask you, how much is the tip? In this problem, they're asking us for the total. So we need to continue with method 1 and take that $4.80 tip, take that $4.80 tip and add it to the total cost of the meal, which was $32. So in this case, now we'll be ending up with our total cost of the meal, which is $36.80. Over in method 2 is going to be very similar to method 2 of the sales tax. So in method 2, we're going to combine this. We're going to make it one step. Remember that this will only work if you're only looking for that total. So if you're only looking for the total, method 2 can save you some time. So when we're looking at method 2, we're going to take what the meal originally cost and we're going to multiply it by 1.15%, because remember that this 1 is going to be the cost of the entire dinner, the whole dinner. 100% of the dinner cost us $32. That is 100%, it's 1. And the tip, the percentage of the tip. So by multiplying 32 times the dinner and the tip, we're going to be able to get our answer, which is going to come out to $36.80 once again. So we're able to see that our dinner and our tip, Whitney is going to pay $36.80. All right, the third type of problem we're going to work through today is calculating discounts. This is my personal favorite type of sales tax tip or discount because this means that your answer is getting cheaper. So when we worked through sales tax and tip, you were getting a more expensive total. When we have something discounted, we know that our total is now going to be less. It's going to cost less. So let's take a look at this problem. It says a DVD normally costs $16. This week, it is on sale for 35% off the original price. What is the sale price of the DVD? So I find myself using this most regularly in everyday life. So all of these are very, very realistic in that I'm sure your parents use these calculations regularly. And as you guys get older, you will too. So let's take a look. We have two methods here again. We're going to start with method 1. Again, 2 steps. So in this particular case, we're looking at a 35%. We know again that our 35%, when we write that as a decimal, we're going to divide by 100. We're going to be using the number 0.35 in this problem. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to take our total, again, 16, times 0.35. Now let's make sure that we understand what's happening here. We're taking the total cost, the total cost, and we're multiplying by the discount percentage. Here we are going to end up with $5.60. Now, this is a common mistake. A lot of students think that this $5.60 is the sale price. That is not the case. The number that we just found here, $5.60, this is the part that you don't pay. This is the amount of the discount. So this is your discount. Remember, if something's being discounted $5.60, that means that this is the part that you do not pay. So if we know the part that we do not pay, how can we figure out the part that we are going to pay? Well, we know that our total was $16. And we know that we're being discounted and we don't have to pay $5.60. So we are able to take that amount and subtract it from $16. Again, we took our total amount, we found our discount, and we're going to subtract that $5.60 because that is the part that we do not pay. When we subtract our discount from our total amount, we're going to find that our new price after the discount is $10.40. So this is the part that you do pay. This is what you pay after the discount. Now, let's take a look at method 2. Method 2, again, is going to only take into account the total. So if you're looking for just what the sale price is, if you're not looking for how much the discount is, if you're just looking for the sale price only, method 2 will help you. So if somebody asked us what is the discount, in this particular problem, we know that it would be $5.60. Method 2 will not break that down for you. Method 2 will not give you $5.60. But if you're just looking for what the actual price is, method 2 will help you. So let's take a look at how we're going to do method 2. So again, we're starting with our total amount. We know that our total amount is going to be $16. Now, this shirt is on sale for 35% off of the original price. So think about this. If it's 35% off, we know when we look at a part to a whole, we know that when we're working with percentages, our whole is always going to be 100%. So if we would usually pay 100%, but we do not have to pay 35%. This is the discount. We don't have to pay that. That means that the amount we're going to pay, 100 minus 35, we are going to pay 65%. This is what you're going to pay. So instead of paying for 100% of that DVD, we're only going to pay for 65%. And we can use that to simplify our steps here. If we know that 100% of the DVD cost $16, but that 65% is all we have to pay this time, we can do $16 times 65%. Remember, 65% is the part that you pay. So by doing 16 times 65%, again, we're going to get $10.40. So after you pay that 65%, your sale price is going to be $10.40.